everybody, so I'm gonna do a demo of these four amazing saxophones, all of which admittedly are all better than my Cannonball. I am actually looking to replace my Cannonball with something else. So for a demo like this, the main thing I want to get across is my initial impression. I'm gonna leave in some flubs and missed notes and all of this stuff. Usually when I'm talking about demoing horns or when I'm playing demo horns, I'm trying to take out my unfamiliarity of the saxophone itself and its little tendencies and quirks, because obviously I'm just still used to playing my own horn. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to keep it kind of raw, leave the mistakes and weird little things that I do in it, and then just give you my impression about what I think about it. So one of the big things is the neck strap. This neck strap that I'm using in this video, same one I use on my Cannonball, and it fits fine. But these instruments, they're all coming in a bit high. I think they all kind of cheat a little bit just to get that extra difference. I'll talk about that later. All right, so let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back at it. So today I got four tenors that I'm going to try. I got a Yanagisawa TW01, Selmer Series 3. I got a Yamaha 875 and a Yamaha 82Z. So let's play these things. I'm going to use my Van Doorn Red Box, and I'm going to use my own mouthpiece that I had worked on here. This is that $20 one that I had plated. So let's start with the one that I should be the most familiar with, which is the Selmer. Okay, I'm also using this BG ligature that's meant for slim metal tenor mouthpieces. I have this neck strap here. So this is the Series 3. Now the first thing that I'm noticing is that even with this neck strap all the way down, the Series 3 is coming up a bit high, because this is very unusual. Okay, let's do it. This is a really nice saxophone, man. I don't know why more people don't gravitate toward the Series 3. It's really nice. Okay. If you like this kind of content and you want to support the channel, you can buy me a delicious piece of cake. It's like Patreon or Kickstarter, one of these kind of things, one of these donation type of things. And I appreciate those of you who have done that. Thank you a lot. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I do have my All Things Diminished book, my Altissimo book for alto and tenor, available as a digital purchase. That link will be in the description below. Okay, Yamaha 82Z. note sounds more like a vintage Selmer than the Series 3 does. No high F sharp key. Okay. Yamaha's layout is amazing. It's really easy to just jump right into this horn. I really wish this thing had a high F sharp key. Obviously, I wouldn't buy one that didn't have one. They do make one that does have one, but this one doesn't. But for those of you who are looking for a horn, you don't care either way, go for this. Had to rethink that one. Okay, let's move on to the Yanagisawa. Should have brought my glasses, man. It's all good, though. Okay, I got the... Okay, Yanagisawa, you have done a lot with your keyword. I really like this. It's way different from the Yanagisawa that I played 15 years ago. Okay, let's see what we got here. Again, I should have brought my other neck strap because this is, I don't know, it feels like it's too small. Okay. Just speaks. Just speaks. Middle F sharp sings really nicely. Very, very nice. Very, very well balanced. Extremely, extremely well balanced. Well behaved saxophone. Let's try the 875 Yamaha. Okay, I got the 875 Yamaha here. And of all of them, this is the one that feels like it's sitting the most naturally with this neck strap. I think something that these newer designs and these horns are trying to do is to elevate the neck so you can get more, so you can get less restriction from your airflow, which is making all the saxophones inherently sound better. But that's me speculating, but I think there's a lot of that that's going on. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, one thing I'm noticing is that I'm slightly touching these palm keys because of the position that they're in, and it's making the lower end stuffy. This is something that I would have to get used to with this saxophone. Okay. Oops. Okay, so I don't know what this sounds like on the camera, but just playing it for all these saxophones, I don't know which one wins, but the 875 is coming in last. Okay, that's the impression that I'm saying now. However, when I go back and listen through it in the editing, I'm also going to talk about what I'm hearing in relationship to how I'm playing it, so that way I can hear it the way you guys are hearing it. I think I have all the information I need, and let's do a breakdown. Let's recap what I think about these horns, and let's talk from my least favorite to my most favorite. Now, I want to break this down into three basic categories. Basically, which one performed the best under these circumstances with my equipment, which one I think is the ultimate people's champ saxophone, and which one I'd tell a sugar mama to buy me. All right, so coming in fourth, ladies and gentlemen, is the 875 Yamaha. The instrument is magnificent, but it just didn't jump out like the other ones did. The other ones really felt like there was something really special about them. This one just felt like it was really good, which is a strange way to come in fourth place. But the tone was great. Listening back to it, I was like, man, it sounds better than what I was hearing when I was playing it. A lot of that can be due to the room that I was in and just the way the sound is reflecting, but getting it straight into the microphone and in the camera can be a different story. But it did sound better listening back than when I was playing it. Coming in at number 3, ladies and gentlemen, was the Yanagisawa. I really do feel like Yanagisawa is the one that's made the most important changes, because the thing was just super easy to play. And unfortunately, that was kind of why it ranks third on here. It was a little too easy to play based on the way I had my mouthpiece and reeds picked. It was too easy, and I wound up just kind of like overdoing it in certain areas where I was really tending to push the sound and really pushing the saxophone, specifically above the high G sharp. This is that area where the other octave mechanism comes in, and I was tending to push, and it just fell apart because it was too free blowing. A really big point that I want to start to throw into the ether, so to speak, is this idea of having ribbed construction versus non-ribbed construction. So the 875 is a fully ribbed constructed horn, and it felt like it. It had that kind of like solid foundation to it. The Yanagisawa, on the other hand, it just felt like it was a little too free blown. I needed that extra resistance. And plus, this instrument did have a big issue that I noticed more than the other saxophones. Now, this particular issue is definitely there with saxophones, but it's super, super noticeable on this Yanagisawa. And I generally notice it on cheaper saxophones that don't have ribbed construction. And that is the E flat and the D tended to pop out excessively coming from certain notes on the horn. I kept getting this effect every time I played those notes. And after a while, it drove me crazy. With all the innovations that they've put in just the quality of the Yanagisawa, everything just felt so nice and tight and clean. I'm really looking forward to trying one of the higher priced Yanagisawas, specifically one that I'm seriously considering, TW033. That's basically the TW010 with the silver, the solid silver neck, and the solid silver bell. So that's something to look forward to. Okay, so coming in at number 2 was the Yamaha 82Z second generation. This thing felt like Selmer made another reference horn, maybe the reference 64. You got the 36 or 54. This thing felt like a reference 64 or something. It was so Selmery. It felt more Selmery than the actual Selmer that I was playing, but that vintage Selmer thing. One thing that really, I don't know how to interpret this, was how easy the action was. It felt like it was a little too broken in. Like when I buy a new saxophone, I like to take the time to break in the saxophone to kind of get through that resistance. So that way it just forces me to not play that saxophone like the saxophone I've previously been playing. I don't know if it was just that horn or if this is how Yamaha just sets them all up, but it all laid well. Obviously, I'm going to buy a horn with a high F sharp key, soprano, alto, tenor, and bari. If it doesn't have a high F sharp key, I'm not really interested. That's just me. But I know some people don't really care about that at all. But the tone, listening to it. This one, listening back to it, I was actually like, it felt like there was something that was missing there, probably because it was just too easy. I didn't get to push it into that area. For me, this one, it didn't quite sound as good listening back as it did when I was playing it. Obviously, you got to take into account the room, read a mouthpiece selection for the demo, all of that. And coming in at number 1, ladies and gentlemen, I was not expecting the Series 3 to be as good as it is, but for one, it didn't really do anything wrong. I did feel like the layout was a little different, but this is the kind of thing that's within like 15 minutes, you're over that. The other thing is it was a little bit resistant in the lower register, but again, with that, reed and mouthpiece choice, even ligature for something like that. But overall, the thing just proved its point. So the Selmer Series 3, it really just kind of walked away with this thing. Would I buy one? Yeah, in a second, except I want to see what they're going to do with the Selmer Supreme Tenor. I don't know when that's supposed to come out. I've been hearing rumors that's going to come out sometime this year, but I would wait to see what that instrument is like versus the Series 3. One of the things I'm hearing about the Alto Series 3 versus the Supreme Alto is that a lot of people, they don't really feel like it's justified in making that switch from a Series 3 to the Supreme, but Selmer is having a lot of success with the Alto Supreme. So, but for me, I mean, I haven't had a chance to play through good reference 36 and 54s, but based on reviews that I see, they aren't the reference saxophones that people kind of wanted them to be. I can't really speak on that except for the reviews because I haven't played them myself, but I was impressed enough with the Series 3 to where if I bought one, yeah, man. In terms of me buying a saxophone, one of the things that I definitely want to take into consideration is the Yamaha 62 3rd generation, silver plated, because I did get a chance to play through a friend's and it was amazing. I felt like it performed better than the two Yamahas, the 82Z2 and the 875. That silver plated 62 3rd generation was spectacular. It was so good. Again, it hit those old Selmer reference notes, but in a really balanced and beautiful way. I have a different friend who has a Mark 6 and he has a Kyleworth, one of the more modern nickel-plated Kyleworths. So I'm going to try and look him up to try and go through those instruments and do a little video and tell you guys what I think about that also, because I want to do more like saxophone type stuff. If you like this kind of content and you want to see the channel grow, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy me a piece of cake. It's like a Kickstarter type of thing, Patreon, but you make a small donation that helps the channel grow. I put that stuff into making this stuff blow up. And if there's a rich sugar mama out there, you want to hook me up, hey girl. Anyway, that's all I got for you, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks for tuning in. See ya.